Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Sunday, the 7th of August 2022. I hope you are keeping well and enjoying your weekend. I've had to delay the start of this video a bit because I was just going to click on and copy the digits and start, but I saw a video on the Guardian website of the family of Archie Battersby, a 12-year-old boy who has just died after they switched off the life support system, and it was awful. I could see their real pain, and this is something, of course, that is almost unimaginable, I guess, if you lose your child at that kind of age, one that has promise for the future and when you've grown to love over a period of time. It's just such a sad thing. But also the situation, of course, which I hadn't known about. I mean, I'd seen headlines, but not read anything about the story until today after I saw the video and read the timeline and saw more about this story. Apparently, the boy had some kind of accident after a social media challenge. Well, that in itself is dreadful enough, but was basically brain dead from quite some period of time, seemingly in April. And there's been challenges, from various organizations that are backing the family to stop, to continue life support. But we have to understand, science, more about science, and we have to understand that if a person is brain dead, there is no chance of them recovering. It's not being in a coma or something like that. If they're actually brain dead, they can't recover. Now, people just that it's difficult. It's terrible. It's just really awful. I can't come to words to define how just tragic it is. But also the fact that we have to accept death when it's truly happened, when there's no chance of fighting against it, and they made the point that his heart was beating, and that was the evidence they used to continue their claim, which is not the point, is it? If you're actually brain dead. So anyway, a terrible, awful thing for that family. My heart goes out to them. And let's hope they'll be able to recover in time, eventually. And what to say, really, but it was an awful thing. So I wanted to mention this because it's kind of one of the reasons that I came to Thailand in the late 80s, and one of the reasons why I live in Thailand. Thai people have an attitude to death which at first I found incomprehensible, and later wanted to learn more about. It's really related to Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist, I'm an atheist, I don't follow any religion. But there are various aspects to Buddhism which are very useful, I think. And one of them is accepting change and accepting that we are just passing through. That everything is temporary, there's nothing permanent in this in the universe. Everything is constantly moving and changing, and we are here for a limited period of time. And Thai people tend to take this attitude of, well, we're here for a limited period of time, so we might as well enjoy it, which I think is rather wonderful. And then it doesn't mean that they're stupid and want to, do ridiculous things for the most part, although some do, of course. But it just is that attitude that comes from a proper understanding of the impermanence of things. And I think Westerners often lack that understanding. Maybe intellectually they know it, but they don't really feel it, if that makes any sense to you. Anyway, a treatise this morning on life and death. Anyway, let's get on with the game of Sudoku, because that is probably why you're here. It's time for the Observer Sudoku puzzle, and at this stage in the morning, in the game, I was about to say, the stage in the game is this time in the morning, whatever you prefer, it is still morning, and I have no idea if this is an easy, medium, or hard level game, because the Observer conjures up all of those and never lets us know in advance what we're in for. So as this may turn out to be an easy level game, I shall very quickly go over the rule of Sudoku. I say rule in singular because I think there's only really one, and that is 1 to 9 in blank squares, and no doubling. Well, there we are. There's 2 rules, I suppose. So what do I mean? I mean this row here has 9 squares, and so does every other row in this 9 by 9 grid. And so does every column, of course, because I just said it's a 9 by 9 grid. And here's a nice blank column. Look, so what we can do is fit numbers 1 to 9 in every row, in every column. Here we have an entirely empty column, so the numbers 1 to 9 will fit in whichever order. Here we have some restrictions because we already have 4, 9, 1, and 6 placed. And here we have a box. Oops, excuse me, if I can control my mouse a bit better. We have a box of 3 by 3, and you can see there are 9 of these boxes. This particular one has 2, 4, 6, 9, and 7 already placed, but it is lacking other numbers. Those specific numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 8. Now that's a good way to start, because as we can see, this 1 is in this final column of the grid, the last column on the right hand side. We know that 1 cannot reappear because there are only 9 squares, so we know that 1 cannot be in this square, or this square, because it's already in the same column. And now when we look at the numbers filling all of the other squares except 1, we know there's only one possible empty square where the 1 can go. It has to go there. Got it? Right, now you know how to play Sudoku. We can continue because that's all you need to know. The only other thing you might like to bear in mind if you've never played before is that it's a game of logic. It is not a game of mathematics, the classic game like this. Okay, so 1 blocks across here. When I say blocks across, I mean forbids any of these squares from becoming a 1. That also happens because of this 1 here, and then this 1 blocks up there. So you can see because of this, this, and this intersecting in this block, a 1 must be positioned here. Now let's do that with that 1 going up here like this, and 1 going up here like this, and 1 across here. The 1 fits into that square there as the last possible location. Then we have 1 blocking back that we just used, this 1 across here, and this 1 up here. So we know that that has to be 1 there, with 1 blocking down here, and the 1 blocking down here, and the 1 across here. Leads us to know there's a 1 there. Now actually we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. There's only this block down in the bottom right hand corner which does not have a digit 1. But we know because of the logic of Sudoku that we must be able to find it. We have enough information to find it, so let's do that now. We have a 1 blocking down here, 1 blocking down here, and 1 across here. And this is the final one. There are no more digit 1s to get. Now we don't normally start that quickly, but anyway, that's the first one out of the way, the first number that we looked at, in fact. And that's now out of the way. Usually when you've got restrictions like this, it's a good idea to check out what the missing numbers are in this block, because we've now got 6 numbers, we're only 3 numbers missing. And so the missing numbers are 3, 5, and 8. And then we look along here to see if we've got any intersecting from the rows. And we've got the 5 and we've got the 8, but we don't know anything about the 3 yet. So we can't place these digits just yet, but that's okay. We'll keep in mind what they are. Let's do something else instead, like this 4 blocking up here, this 4 blocking up here. What happened? I held down the wrong key, excuse me. And this 4 blocking across here, giving us a 4 in this square. Oops, clicked the wrong key. It's actually still dark here. I haven't got the lights on in the room, so I'm liable to be pressing the wrong key quite a few times. I'm just doing it by feel on the keyboard. And since my hands are on the mouse and the clicking key, that means I have to lift my hand, so I can't touch type here. This 3 blocks this square from being a 3, but 3 is still lacking from this column here, and so we know that the 3 must go there, and there's just 1 more number to fit in here for this column. If you look all the way through, you'll see we don't yet have an 8, so we know that that's the number that goes there if I can click it right on the keyboard. Right. Now, this column here does not yet have a digit 5. You'll see there's 1, look, 9, 4, 1, 7, 3. We don't yet have a 5, but what we can see is This 5 up here blocks both of these squares. Remember, only one number can appear inside a block, so neither this nor this could be 5. And then 5 blocks across here, and so 5 must appear in this square down here. And now we can say the 5 blocking across here and across here and down here, giving us a 5 there. 5 up here. You see how this game is really leading us along a path. I rather like these kind of games if they're easier level, whereby you find one number, you use that number, and it gives you the next number, kind of thing like that. It's rather entertaining, I think. We've had that all the way through so far. 5 across here and across here, and now up here to give us a 5 there. This time though we can't quite finish them off, because if we look where the remaining 5s could go, there are 5s are possible in those squares and those squares, but we can't quite resolve that as it stands right now, so we have to leave that. We'll try to keep that in mind for the future when we come back and look again. What I can say though is, because I noticed that 5 has to appear in those squares along that grid, I looked at along this row. I looked at this row and I see that we also need 3 for this row, and I see the 3 blocking here. So the 5 blocking here and the 3 blocking here means that these 2 squares must contain 3 and 5. And knowing that now, I can find the missing square here, because it's 3, 5 here and 3, 5 here. So this is going to be a 6. If I can find it on the keyboard there, I think that's it. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. I try not to be quite so sad as I was this morning on most days. I'm really a happy guy. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you're wondering why it sometimes takes me some time to find the next digit, it's because I'm playing the game live. I do not work out these things in advance for any of the videos that you see on the channel. That includes the expert level games as well, so some of those can take a very long time. Right, I've seen the next number, the 8 blocking up here, the 8 blocking up here. If I can mouse in a straight line and keep my finger on the button. So this has to be an 8. 8 is one of our missing numbers here. Do you agree? We have 8 blocking across here. We don't have 8 in this block, so 8 is one of our missing numbers here. So we know that because 8 is either here or here, it definitely can't reappear in this column, so we can say 8 blocks up there. We have 8 blocking across here, so 8 will be in that square there. Missing numbers in this column are 2 and 6, but we don't have any intersecting 2s or 6s to tell us which is which just yet. It's a rather strange noise outside. It sounds like they are spraying the anti-mosquito thing again. From time to time they come around with these big kind of, I don't know what it is, almost like not like a crop duster, but some kind of huge spray that sprays against mosquitoes, killing the mosquitoes. Obviously dengue fever, malaria are bad problems in Thailand, less in Bangkok than they are up country, of course, but anyway, if you're hearing this sounding like an aeroplane, it's not an aeroplane, it's I'm guessing that's what it is. Unfortunately, it might be a bit too loud for me to continue playing. Let's hope not. Okay, let's do around the houses type thing. 4 blocks down here, right? So in this block down here, we see 4 blocking across here as well. So that means that the only squares available for 4 in this block here are these 2 squares. Okay, so that means the 4 cannot go in this column up here. Now this 4 blocks down here and this 4 blocks across here, so we're left with a single position where the 4 can go. Now we are left with 3 empty squares that contain digits 2, 3, and 7. And we look at this square here and we ask ourselves, can it be a 3? And the answer is no, because we have a 3 up here. Can it be a 7? And the answer is no, because we have a 7 here. So this square is neither 3 nor 7, and therefore must be a 2. And I think that's a 2 I'm hitting on the keyboard. Okay. Now, we don't yet have a 2 in this row across here. This 2 stops this square from being a 2, and this square stops this square from being a 2. So the 2 must appear here. And now we have this 6 blocking up here, giving us a 6 in that square there. And this 6 blocking across here, giving us a 6 in this square, and the 6 blocking down here, giving us a 6 in this square. And now there's just a 2 missing for this column here. So I'll put in the 2. Missing numbers down here are 2 and 9. Just can't get them just yet. That's okay. We will quite soon. This row does not have a 2. We have a 2 blocking here and a 2 blocking here. So that must be the 2 in that row. And now we have 2 blocking across here, excuse the background, trucks. 2 has to be in that square there. And that's as far as we can go, because the remaining squares for 2s are like this, and we can't tell which is which just yet. Now 7 blocks this square, but we still need a 7 in this row, so 7 must be in this square here. And the missing number here is a 6, I believe. Where are you? Yeah, I think that's a 6. For this row, the missing numbers are 7 and 9, so we can't get those just yet, I think. Oh, hang on a second, I should do this. Look, there's 1 missing number in this block I didn't notice. Let's do that first here as well. So first of all, the missing number here is 7, so let's put that one in. And now we have 1 missing number here, which is a 9, I think. That looks to be a 9. Okay, it doesn't affect the fact that 7 and 9 are still there, and I can't get them. Now, what's missing from up here then? So we're still looking for a 3 and a 4, and no, we can't tell which is which from down here. So we'll put that on hold. The missing numbers in this row across here are 7 and 9, so we definitely can say that 7 doesn't go there. 7 must go here, and 9 must go here. Now we have 9 blocking across this row and across this row and up here, so that gives us a 9 in that square there, and then the 9 blocking up here and across here gives us a 9 there. Now there's only 1 digit missing for this row, and it's a 7. I did work that out a short time ago and almost forgotten it again. 7 blocks down here and across here, so this is our 7. And we should be able to finish off the 7s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think this is the only block where we don't yet have a 7, right? And so with 7 blocks up here, that will be a 7. Yeah, that's the final 7. We now have 9 of them. We don't need to worry about 7s anymore. There's 1 digit missing in this block here, which is a 3. Right, a little bit to go now. We've done the majority of this game already. What's missing from down here? We don't yet have a 4, and we don't yet have 9. Can we tell which is which, 4 or 9? We look across. No, surprisingly we can't. Okay, so we hold off on that. The next place to look is at the ends of this row here, because when we check along this row we find the missing numbers are 5 and 8, and we definitely have an intersecting 5 here. So we know that the 5 is placed in this square. If only I can find it on the keyboard. There we go. And then the 8 will be up here. And now there's just 1 number to finish this column, and that number will be a 3. A 3, please. There we go. As I said, sorry, I am playing blind. 3 blocks across here and 3 down here gives us a 3 in that square. And the last number to place down here is a 2, I think. Where's 2? That's a 2 there. 2 blocks across here, so this will be a 2. And the last number to get here is a 9, I think. Right, 9 blocks across here, so that will give us a 9 in that square there. And 9 is now finished. Now there's just one more number missing for this block here, which is a 4. I think that's a 4. 4 blocks across there, that gives us a 4 in that square there. 4 blocks up here, giving us a 4 here. Now there's only one number missing for this rock. Oh, this rock! I was about to say row and block at the same time, and I've decided rock. So that's my new term. When I'm referring to both block and row at the same time, I will call it a rock, okay? Only one number missing for this rock, and that's a 3. Missing number down here, 6 and 8, so the 8 blocks down here. 8 goes here, 6 goes here, 6 blocks up here, giving us a 6. In this square here, and missing numbers here and here are 3 and 5, so we've got an intersecting 5 here, so you'll be the 5 and you will be a 3. 3 blocks this square from becoming a 3, so the 3 goes here. And the final number, I'm going to declare today's game an easy level game. That doesn't mean it's not enjoyable, because I often play the harder level games. I actually rather enjoyed that game, even though it was only an easy level contender. Right, okay, that's it. If you are new to the channel, join the subscription. It's free. Just click on that button that says subscribe and come back and join me for more Sudoku at all kinds of levels anytime you feel like it, because there are a lot of videos on this channel already. Okay, bye bye.